Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Jacqueline and today we're talking about how to decorate in the French country style. Hi guys, now that summer is in full swing, I really wanted to talk about an interior design style that exudes a summer atmosphere, which is the Provençal look, also known as French country. I suppose when I think about summer, I associate it to France because I spent many a summer there growing up. Lazo and I also spent summer in the south of France in July last year, and we did a trip around the French Riviera, Provence and the Dordogne. So I've been thinking about that trip a lot as of late and wishing I was there. We actually made a travel vlog of that trip, solely focusing on the design, architecture and art of the region, so if that's something you're into, I'll leave it linked at the end of the video. And of course, if you're new to the channel, I just want to welcome you. I really appreciate you joining us. We talk about all things interior design, home decor, graphic design, art and even architecture, so if that interests you, make sure to stick around. A couple of you actually requested a French country design video and I can completely understand why. What we associate with this style is timeless elegance. It's a style that's not new in the slightest, yet it stood the test of time because of its beauty. It's the hallmark style for that rustic yet refined look we all long for. An archetypal French country interior is casual, warm, graceful, effortless, natural and of course, charming. Now, French country style does differ from region to region, of course. The Dordogne has a landscape of limestone chartreuse dwellings, just like the golden Montbazillac wine. The Côte d'Azur is renowned for its glamour and opulence, which can be seen through the Belle Époque style buildings of Cannes, the modern high-rise apartments of Monaco, or the colour-soaked Mediterranean villas along the coastline. All of these are, of course, absolutely stunning, but what I want to focus more on today is the more pastoral architecture found in the regions of the Bouches-du-Rhône, Var and Alpes-de-Haute-Provence. I don't want to go into the architecture history too much because I talk about that intensively on the travel design vlog, but there are many different types of French country homes, such as a bastide, gîte, longère, manoir and mas. These are some examples of what I would classify as French country buildings. Mas homes are particularly synonymous to the Provence region. You've probably noticed that I didn't include a chateau on the list, and that's because to me it doesn't really fit the vibe of the style. Instead, a manoir is more on brand for that provincial aesthetic. Chateaux were historically associated with nobility and aristocracy. They served as symbols of power and wealth, and many chateaux were used as seats of regional power. Manoirs, on the other hand, and while still impressive country homes, were often owned by the gentry of lower social standing. Anyway, chateaux are renowned for their grandeur and immaculate interiors, whilst manoir interiors depict idyllic countryside bliss. I hope that makes sense. In terms of the interior architecture, I think it's really important to give you some ideas because I understand not all of us can transform the outside of our homes easily. Gorgeous exposed beams are usually what sets the scene for a French country interior. Expansive French doors that typically lead out to an auvent with seating area. Windows in French farmhouses are typically large and designed to maximize on natural light. They often have wooden frames, and it's common to have more than one shape amongst the facade of the building. Staircases are unique, such as spiral staircases, or a continuation of the surrounding stone, or in fact an elaborate cast iron balustrade. French country homes are often accompanied by various outbuildings such as barns, stables, and storage sheds. These structures were designed to support agricultural activities and provide additional storage and working spaces. But of course, newer owners tend to convert them into more modern, functional spaces. A lot of the older properties, of course, don't have modern aircon, and a lot of those traditional cooling methods are still very much practiced. On the exterior, shutters are almost always used, and that's because you can put them on latch or fully close them, but keep your window open, allowing the air to circulate the space and keep your house cool in the baking heat. Most volets in France are wooden, and in the south of France, no colour is too daring. Although hot in the summer, it can become very chilly in the other months, meaning that a fireplace can be very necessary. Carved stone fireplaces take dominance in the living room area, and unlike most chimney breasts, the masonry for the flue sticks out from the wall. Authentic wood-burning fireplaces are used, and electric versions are rare. Now that we've laid down the architectural basics, we can now paint the space. The colour scheme is typically muted and earthy, with some pops of colour being brought through by art and home decor. The colour palette in French country design is typically warm and inviting. It includes shades of white, cream, beige, and sometimes even soft pastels. I know that there's a perception of beige being boring, but in this instance, it provides a tranquil and inviting spatial design. I think a large part of this style, being the master of casual elegance, has a lot to do with textures seen throughout the home. The main one I'm talking about here is stone. French stone walls are the epitome of Provençal interiors. The material was used for durability and certainly not its appearance when first initiated. However, over time the rustic appearance became more and more desired, and a lot of us pine for that in our own homes, myself included. I mean, I did mention in our home vlog how we have a very standard 80s home, and adding that rusticity is something that definitely needs to be done to create a cozy atmosphere. If you don't have a stone wall built into the architecture of your home, this can be achieved by cladding. In regards to flooring, terracotta tiles are a classic choice for Provençal interiors. These clay tiles, with their warm earthy tones, add a charming and rustic touch to the space. They can be left in their natural state or sealed for a glossy finish. For the ultra French country look, choose a honeycomb pattern or small squares. Rugs are often used to create vignettes within a typical open plan configuration. Natural fibre rugs such as jute, hemp, and seagrass are popular choices for Provençal homes. These rugs bring a rustic and organic element to the space, contributing to the relaxed and earthy ambiance. Seeming as the interior is kind of bland up until this point, I did mention how colour can be brought through accent pieces in interior design, but with this you can also add colour through pattern. Characteristic patterns include toile, floral prints, ticking stripe, and Provençal themes such as sunflowers, lavender, or olives. These are commonly used for tablecloths and can be seen at any southern market. Whilst on the topic of fabrics, linen has been used for centuries in French culture. Its usage in this style is deeply rooted in tradition and practicality. During the Middle Ages, French towns specialising in linen production sprung up all over the country. The linen cities, even today, are known for their premium linen. It can be used in practically every way amongst the interior textiles, like as napkins, aprons, curtains, or even bedding. Personally, I love bathroom sink skirt curtains as they remind me of a B&B I went to growing up in the west of France. As I already mentioned, the backdrop to a French country interior is fairly plain, but once you start to add furniture, the space really does start to come to life. A lot of the standard Provençal furniture we see tends to have a shabby chic quality to it, which simply means that it's chipped or worn so that it shows signs of wear. And that can be achieved by either purchasing second-hand or antique furniture or buying new and painting it using chalk paint. Of course, that aged wood look is what makes the furniture rustic yet charming, so look for pieces that stick to a shabby chic outline. With a worn demeanour created, it's now time to actually look at the types of furniture themselves. In my opinion, any space can be transformed into the French country design style just by simply using these furniture pieces. A rattan bed, freestanding wardrobes, bergère chairs, Louis XVI chairs, round pedestal tables, camelback sofas, a rattan chaise, wine cabinets of course, Provençal chest of drawers, a demi-lune table, reclaimed dining tables with benches especially, cross-leg coffee tables, and china cabinets. Another furniture item that's seen commonly in properties in Provence are metal chairs. usually on the terrace, but can also be used for indoor dining and the kitchen space. Curled designs, mesh or bistro chairs are some styles of metal chairs that fit perfectly into the scheme. I think personally where I see a lot of people veer away from the authenticity of the style is that they curate the space too much. And what I mean by that is when everything in the interior looks pristinely placed and symmetrical. Now, of course, that's still beautiful, and by all means go for that look if you want, but the effortless quality of this design style is what makes it elegant. And in my opinion, the best way to achieve that is to collect pieces from thrift stores or charity shops, as we call them in the UK. In France, they have brocantes, which are like bric-a-brac markets and dealers that sell second-hand goods, but these are the items that are used to decorate a French country space. And whilst I can't determine which intriguing finds you'll discover on your thrifting mission, I can recommend some that you can buy brand new to also create the French countryside aesthetic, like copperwort cookware, ceramic pitchers, woven baskets, jug vases, vintage mirrors, wrought iron candle holders with scroll work, olive wood accessories, baskets and hats, cake stands with a cloche, Roman numeral clocks, mirrored boxes, terracotta pots, weathered lanterns, animal sculptures, and galvanized metal home decor. When we think of French lighting, I'm sure we all think of chandeliers. In this instance, because you're trying to create a rougher edge to the interior, don't choose glass chandeliers and instead look for metal simplistic chandeliers. They make sure to conjure the elegant style by incorporating elements of traditional and vintage design. When I go to France in summer, there is such a huge emphasis on outdoor living and alfresco dining, so it would be a sin not to talk about Provençal gardens and plants. The region is famed for its lovely lavender fields, and of course the fragrant flowers that are used to create the fragrances of grass. Therefore, a bunch of colourful flowers is sure to liven up your space, but also make it authentic as well. Lavender, sunflowers, poppies, jasmine, oleander, violet, rose de may, and wildflowers all add vibrancy to the fields of the south of France. Other than flowers, cypress trees are a really good addition, or citrus trees that flourish along the Mediterranean are the ideal pick for your garden or interior. Citrus fruits are so popular that the town of Menton even has a yearly lemon festival. The Fête du Citron serves as a celebration of the region's agricultural heritage, which dates back to the 1920s. The last garden element I want to mention are verandas. The Mediterranean has a long history with verandas, and they offer a seamless transition from indoor living to outdoor living, and they can be used for dining, entertaining, or simply just enjoying the Mediterranean landscape and climate. Dressed with curtains, they can be used to create a cozy and intimate atmosphere, shield the area from direct sunlight or wind, and add a touch of elegance to your outdoor living space. A rural Provençal home would not be complete to me without the addition of pottery. Ceramics used for the kitchen, the garden, or as pieces of art are truly a signature of the region. Provence has a long and rich history of pottery production dating back centuries. The region has been known for its skilled potters and ceramic artisans who have passed down their techniques and craftsmanship through generations. One town that's famous for ceramic artistry is Biot. The tiny old town is full of galleries, restaurants, and shops. It's this heritage that has contributed to the appreciation and popularity of ceramics in Provence. To finish off your French country home decorating, some coffee table books to display are of course needed, or if you're just fascinated with the region and want to learn more. Provence is steeped in art history, and its natural landscape, architecture, and gastronomy are just a few reasons why so many famous artists like Van Gogh, Cézanne, Picasso, and Matisse called it home. So needless to say, lots of art books will appear in this library. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments around Provençal design, and if you visited France, I'd love to hear your most favourite memories. Or if you're going, I'd love to talk about travel tips and advice. Please leave me a like or an emoji down below to let me know that you enjoyed the video. That really helps to grow our channel. And if you love interior design, home decor, and all that creative stuff, feel free to subscribe. But that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you're all having an amazing summer. Au revoir, à la prochaine.